Welcome back, everybody, for more Factorio. This is episode number 9 of Recursion. For 8 episodes, or 9 episodes now, we've been completely rebuilding from scratch the old base from the original. Thank you, autosave. I was wondering where you'd been. I hadn't seen you in a while. We've been rebuilding the original base from the original Recursion series, bit by bit, from scratch, to make it way faster. And right now, we're standing in the interface between the old and the new. You can see all the robots flinging things around. We're doing some research. Personal defense damage 6. I realized, actually, just before starting the video, I was looking for some research to do. And I realized that the power armor mod I'm using comes with personal defense damage. I don't know if there's a vanilla version of this that the mod is overriding or not, because I haven't played pure vanilla in quite a while. But anyway, it's making my personal laser defense stronger. The default damage is 75, and the bonus I have so far is plus 37.5 on the bottom right there in the tooltip. That's pretty good. I've already increased my damage because killing aliens is going to be something we have to do more and more often. I've increased it by 50%, and then it just went up a little bit more. That's pretty good. And right now, anyway, the ones I've been doing are fairly cheap, so let's just keep doing it. So anyway, we're standing in the interface between the old and the new. If we go up, we get to the new stuff using mostly robots and close connections. If we go down, we get to the old base, which has yet to be redesigned. Everything here we've yet to tackle. And so the next thing to do, the next step on our checklist, is to replace everything in this building here with new stuff. And so to do that, we've got to basically create factory floor layouts to replace all of these different processes. We've done some of it. We've done the refining here. This part's done. And we also did, last episode, I think, we did the lubricant and the cracking of heavy into light. And after that, we have to do the solid fuel into rocket fuel and the light, or heavy light to petroleum cracking. Then we've got to do the sulfur into sulfuric acid and the plastic, and then the 2 circuits, and also the speed module 1s, which I've decided to produce before we get to the science. When we've done that, we can go 1 layer deeper. We can replace this, and we can hook these guys up in our new base, basically. So we need a bunch of module layouts to do all of that. Let's exit the base here. And guess what? I've already designed every single one. So today, we should be able to hook all that up, I hope. We should be able to get to this next step in our base, a fairly significant step. Look at all these guys. Yeah, I designed all these guys. I just got it done. I got the thing done. So where should we start? I'll just go over them briefly, and then we will need to start plugging them in, basically, into a layout, which is going to be... In this guy, we've got to plug them in, basically, and add roboports and stuff. But most of the hard work is done. I also laid out steel chests next to each one. This tells me how many of each one, so I don't have to keep doing math over and over, tells me how many of each of these layers I have to make. So I need 5 of this guy, 3 of this guy, 2 of this guy, 1 of this guy, etc. Where do we go first? Let's go into here, probably the light oil. Okay, so this is the light oil into solid fuel into rocket fuel, and we're using, well, not exactly machine to machine, but machine to chest to chest to machine to reduce the amount of robots flying around. And then on each of these floors, they will each have their own independent little circuit configuration to determine if they're going to crack excess light into petroleum, which is doing here. And I've done this the same way I've done all the other cracking stuff, where we've got, not that one, we've got a wire connected to a tank. So the tank contents are going to be red. And then this pump, and as well this pump, just for redundancy. Only really need to do one. They're going to read the tank, and if the tank has more than 15,000 light oil, if we have a surplus, more or less, then they will allow the cracking of light oil and petroleum. It'll get barreled, yada yada, and we'll try to plug all this stuff in. We'll test it. The one thing I haven't done, I didn't set up the chests around the edge, but everything else should be ready to go. That is the passive provider chest. Let's see, can we find... Oh, this guy, that's right, this guy's getting liquid fluid, so no requester chest. There's a requester chest. Light oil. Okay, let's get another bonus going. Yikes. Okay, nice. Damage number 8. That should make killing robots easier, and in fact, if that bonus gets good enough, I might try a pure personal laser defense build. I've only got 9 in there now. I could probably fit way more if I wanted to focus on specifically that. Okay, so that was that one. Okay, let's go on this one next. This is a sulfuric acid, kind of small. A lot smaller than the other ones. We've got, let's see, what do we have here? We've got petroleum getting unbarreled and water getting unbarreled. And that goes to this guy, and he's producing sulfur, and we're using direct insertion as often as possible. He's creating sulfuric acid. We also need iron plates from the requester chest right there. And then that goes to a pipe to get barreled. And then up here we just have a few more layouts of the same thing, basically repeated a few times. 3 total barrelers just to keep pipe distances shorter. Probably could do less than 3. There's that guy. Let's go take a look at Mr. Battery. Mr. Battery uses that sulfuric acid we just created, so it's going to get flown in here and unbarreled, and then push down this line of pumps into these guys. And they need 20 per 5 seconds times whatever, you know, plus their productivity bonus. I did all the math, and then I just, I don't worry about the math afterwards. So I don't try to remember it or anything. All their chests are set up. That's all of our battery stuff right there, I think. Yeah, we only need 1. All right, so that's that one. We've looked at these 3. Let's look at plastic real quick. We need 2 plastic levels. Okay, so plastic is getting petroleum gas, and then we're getting coal. Eventually, like when all this is set up and we start trying to scale it up and go crazy with it, we might find that there's a serious lag problem. We might have to replace some of this stuff with a belted solution. I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just trying to get the thing set up so we can get it operational to figure out where the actual problems are. Because who knows? I don't know if anybody's really made a build this crazy before. I mean, look how many factory floors I've got. We're on to 3 representations per... I think that means we're at like over 400. I think there's 200. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have a lot going on. Okay, so that's that guy. Then we had the idea last time of doing direct insertion to create red, and then have it go directly into the machines for the speed module 1 and the blue circuits. I decided to divide those guys up. So I've got a layout here specifically for speed modules, and they also need electronic circuits, so they're getting them from this guy. And then, oh no, that's the provider for the output. They're getting them from this guy right here. Okay, fairly minimal, straightforward setup. That should be fine. Okay, and then moving along, just trying to get through everything. We've got the blue circuit setup, which was a little bit trickier because we also needed pipes. But kind of the same thing. We need way more electronic circuits for this guy, and barely any sulfuric acid, really. So we get by with just, I think I put a barrel or an unbarreler on each side just for redundancy and to keep pipe distances short. Not because we need that many assemblers. Okay, so that's this guy. There's the little, I'll just show like the module kind of close up if you want to look at it or pause the game, take a screenshot or whatever. All right, there's that one. And then we've got some leftover, oh, come on. Okay, there. Woo, exit. All right, so there's that guy. And then we have some leftover. We need 5 of this guy making blue circuits. We need 5 of this guy making speed module 1s. And then we've got a leftover 3 making just red circuits for some of the science stuff wants red circuits, like the... one of them does. Here you go, blue. Okay, and then I think we also need it for rockets. All right, so here we go. This is actually using belts. Look at this. It's a slow process. There's no fluid, so I don't need any pipes. It's slow, and the ingredients required to insert are not terribly demanding, so you can get by with inserting a lot without running out of compression on the belt. So the copper cables are crafted right here, put on half of the belt, and then plastic goes on the other half of one belt, and green circuits on the other half of one belt. They're being put on belts on either side and fed towards the center. And then the output is getting put on this red belt and gets sent to a passive variety chest. So the robots are only picking up stuff from these chests here on the ends. So I don't think the robots will have any trouble in this place. And that does it. We've got 7 new layouts to start putting into our flowchart. we're up to this point. We've got this stuff here to do and this stuff to do. Now we just have to plug it in and turn the thing on. And fast forward to some time later. Fast forward to many hours later. Many hours later. Many hours have passed. Significant time skip. All of those different modules I just showed you in the previous clip, I've been working them into like a statue from the lump of clay they originally were. They've all been composed within this factory building. This is the new section of the base. As far as I'm aware, all of this is ready to get surgically attached to the old version of the base, and this is kind of tedious and really tricky stuff to try to figure out. So I did it all, and it took a long time. So I did it all off camera, and now we get to plug it in and see where I screwed up. Watch all the robots fly around, and I can explain, like, we'll go over the layout of what things are going where as we plug things in. So I think it'll make sense visually. But the first thing we need to do, we need to first run inside our existing base over here. We need to pick up that interface and surgically remove it, I guess, if you want to say. Run in here, and then pick up that guy, all right? So that guy's getting replaced. That's the old interface between the old and the new. Need to run out here over to this, like, workshop area in the grass where I am fiddling with stuff. This guy just needs to go down wherever. And then we need to go inside, and we need to pick up the old part of the base that's inside him. There we go. All right, that's picked up. We need to go into the museum where all of the old stuff that's been replaced is currently residing. At some point, this will go inside the main base as a museum kind of building, an artifact of what once was. When we go deep into here, so all the stuff in this factory building right here, that's all been replaced and upgraded and redesigned. So we just need to pick up the buildings that are being supplied by that have yet to be redesigned. So these three guys, the mall, the rocket launching stuff, and all of the science research stuff. So we got those guys. Good. Lovely. You know what? I wonder how much power this thing is sucking down. I could just pick it up and put it in a chest. I wonder how much power that would save us. If we have power problems, I might consider that. All right, so those guys need to go into our new interface, which is going to be in this guy with all the little icon labels. This is our new interface. Okay, so this, just looking at the thumbnail, that is the rockets. Okay, that is the research. That goes here. Should really only go in one spot because it's hedged in by all this other stuff. Okay, and that is the mall. Okay, and we will confirm or deny whether all of this stuff is hooked up correctly as we go. So now we run out here. This thing's ready to go. We can pick it up and go plop it into the base and then start populating it with robots. All the different chests have been, like all the requester chests, they should all be set up properly. There's so many to check, though. I can't imagine I got it all right. There's probably at least one mistake. But we want to place this guy down here. And then, let's see. Oh, all these got updated, huh? Huh, I thought, because they were connected, or maybe they weren't. Maybe I never did. Maybe I only had the inner ring on this one. Yeah, that's probably what happened. All right, so we need to update all these so that they're moving faster, the fastest update, and going in the right direction. Let's just run around the outside. These guys, that's going in. I think that one. All the red ones are going in. The green ones, it depends. Red ones. This one has some, electronic circuits. I think that's a leftover from a previous layout. Okay, let's do all this. None of those are blue. All those are going in. Okay, what stuff is leaving? We should have sulfuric acid barrels, which is probably... It's this one. Okay. And then I think we're going to also want this guy. Yeah, we want a spot for the empty barrels that are left over to leave. And that's going to be, just for now anyway, might change it later. It's going to be there. Going to use a... Dang it. Going to use a storage, or a buffer chest, rather. Okay, so now that's set up. All those have been updated, I think, in the right direction. Out, out, in. Everything else should be in. Yeah. Okay. Good. Lovely. So now we get to go supply robots. I've got a huge stockpile of robots this time. I've got the ones on me, I got this chest, and I got that chest. That should be enough to at least get us started. First thing to turn on is the oil, so we need to come in here and just add, like, I don't know, that many. Good. And if I find out that we don't even have enough robots, I can always skim some off of other areas, so it should be no problem. Okay, so that starts bringing in the barrels. So now we need to add robots to this level. Let's do 250 per these intermediate levels. It's all barrels anyway on this level, so should be fine. And then here, this is all barrels as well. I just do 250. We should start refining. Do we not have enough power? We have enough power on this floor, but it's dark. Oh, maybe this floor? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so this floor's got enough power, so now this floor's got enough power. We are refining, yeah, and we are, if I can, there we go. We are barreling, I think. Yes, that is in fact barreling going on. Barrels are being taken out. That's good. One of the things that I'll have to go and like really pay attention to on each level is to make sure that the flow of empty barrels is going in the right direction. We have enough where we need them and they're not getting emptied out. We don't have any loops going on of barrels going out. That's why I'm using these buffer chests so that to try to prevent those loops of empty barrels going around in a loop in and out of a factory floor in a loop. Okay, that looks like it's working. Are these guys going? They are. Okay, fantastic. They might not be up to full speed yet, which is fine, and the crackers are not going to do anything until these tanks fill up. Okay, but we've got lubricant working. Okay, so lubricant is working. That's sucking up all of our heavy oil and ejecting some additional light oil. Okay, so now, next level. We can go into this new level. This already has robots. Okay, autosave. Oh, you know what we don't need? Okay, autosave. What we don't need anymore, which I can remove later, we don't need these crude oil barrels. I have to take them back into the main base. Actually, what I could do, I could reverse the flow. I could make those active providers so they get added to that. There, yeah, okay, nice. And then that's these guys. Yep. There, now that's gone. The water barrels we need. What's this guy? That's empty barrels. Requesting empty barrels. That might be a problem. I might have to change that to... Where else are empty barrels? Okay, but anyway, let's just get rid of this chest. I'll think about that later. That might be a problem. Okay, heading deeper. Do we have robots here? We do. Next level. Let's add some robots. This level has a lot of stuff flying around, so let's add a good amount of robots. Okay, supplying these three guys. Next level down, the rocket fuel. And also the some red circuits and all of the plastic. Okay, and then the rocket fuel is going to get made in this one. In this one. One deeper. Okay, just add 250. Still have a good amount of robots. That's good, and I haven't even resupplied yet. All right, good. The light oil is getting changed into solid fuel. It's getting moved over to the rocket fuel. We are making rocket fuel. Okay, jolly good. That one's fairly straightforward, so I didn't really expect to have problems there, but I see it flying out. This is the input. That's the output up there. Okay, so next, let's do the plastic, because the red circuits depends on the plastic. Do something like that. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, this one, we only have 2 of these guys. There we go. Okay, distributing coal and the petroleum gas. Okay, and the distribution of the coal, and maybe we'll need a lot of robots to distribute all that. I'll come back in and add more robots and fine-tune things later on. I just want... what we want right now, we want everything functional and without errors. And even rearranging these to figure out the best layout with the roboports. We can worry about all that stuff later. Okay, next, intermediate. Let's put all those guys in there and let's go resupply. Need more robots. Everything seems to be going fine. I also am a little bit concerned about our power system crashing. So I do want to be careful about that and observe how our power is... Wow, I almost pulled them all. Okay, well, let's check the power. 3.5 gigawatt, it's fine. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do science. That might take too much power until we have to expand our power system again, which means we'll have to add... I'm going to need to add more trains, more train lines, bringing in water. Because we're going to need so much water to run this thing. Okay, so we were working on... Last thing we're working on the red circuits. There are robots in here. This guy needs some robots. There you go, 300 robots for you. Make sure everything has power as well. Okay, belts is working. Copper cables are working. Yep, okay, we're making red circuits. Awesome. They should be flying out right there. Requester chest. Does that not have a filter? I don't see a filter on it. Let me run up there. Okay, a little cramped. Little cramped. Where's the red circuits flying out from? You don't have a logistics request. Okay, I think they need to fly out from there. Okay, so let's tell it to request some 2,000 red circuits, whatever. There we go. Okay, now they're flying out. They were not flying out previously. Now they're leaving. Now they're leaving the next level. Okay, good. Found an error. Oh. Would have been a little bit worried if I hadn't discovered one. That means that there was an error, but I couldn't figure out where it was. Okay, so that seems to be going well. All of that is flying around. Next building. So we need to do let's put some in this level. There we go. And then, let's see, this one here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this level, and then one further level deeper. This one, and we're actually going to be creating something here. That's not a roboport. You can't put robots in that. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Basically, I just want to see if the end product is getting made. That means we're getting all the ingredient products. And, okay, getting made. And is it getting flown out? Yes, it's there. There it just went. It just got sucked out of the building. Getting sucked out there. And getting sucked out there. We need, I think, like 6 of these things. No, I guess it's 5. We need 5 of them. And just to make the travel times very short, we're hugging the edge here. We're doing the same thing with the blue circuits. Although the blue circuits need sulfuric acid, so let's go do sulfuric acid first. That seems to make sense. All right. Okay, so these guys, we should have some iron coming in. We've got water. We've got petroleum gas. We are making sulfuric acid. And it is flying out right there. Okay, good. Okay, so now we can come back down here and make the blue circuits. So we've got another intermediate level, which needs some robots. There we go. And this one we have 5 of as well. So this one is another intermediate where we go from 2 to 3. Okay, put 5 in there. This needs a lot of green circuits for these guys. So we might end up needing a lot of logistics robots in each of these levels. Okay. Yes. Okay, so first product getting made. Red circuits, and then getting direct inserted to our blue circuit area. I see all of the ingredients. Even though maybe not in as large of a quantity. All the robots are currently getting used, but we have to ration our robots. As long as it's getting used and it's being taken out in the proper fashion. That's all I'm looking for right now. Okay, I see blue circuits flying. Or those, maybe it's something else, but let's see if we can see some. They should be getting, oh no, they would get sucked out down here, right? Yeah, okay. So, next up is the battery layer. And we're almost done. I think we've only got one more layer to do, which is the interface. And we should be good. Okay, batteries are getting made. That's lovely. Are we getting blue circuits? They should be getting taken out here. Yes, okay. There we go. We've got blue circuits or processing units. And then the last thing to do, how's our robots doing here? We probably could use more, huh? I suppose I could spare some more. Okay, so last is the interface, so I'm just going to dump the remainder. There we go. 550 robots. Watch it all go. And then I guess to confirm that everything's working, why don't we do a little bit of science? Bam! And then find out what our power problems are. See if our power crashes. That could be a massive problem. What I might do is just do sporadic power. What I'm worried about is energy getting strained thin and then inserters working slower inside the nuclear facility, which will slow down the flow of the water, which will slowly strangle the power. But if we do some intermittent research and then take a break to let things back up, that might be okay. We might be able to do that. Oh, I didn't check the power. What are we at? 3.8. Yeah, that's basically maximum. 4.0. That is our total maximum right there. 4.0 is the maximum we can, or maybe 4.1, whatever the math ends up being. And what is our power? It says right now it's fine because the water is all backed up in these tanks. But that might, we might start to fall behind. But I think we're definitely okay when I'm not doing, this place has gotten crazy. Definitely okay when we're not doing science. Doing science might be a problem until we scale up our train lines. I'm going to be reworking these and basically quadrupling the throughput. I've got like one line going in and one line going out. And I think we're going to need 2 coming in and 2 going out from the bottom and from the top, or something like that. We're going to need way more than what we have. So we are going to be scaling that up in a future episode and then doubling up and tripling up our power once again. You know, we've got enough power for what we need, though. And it'll take a while for me to figure out if there's any problems with empty barrels getting stuck or not being supplied where they're needed. How about the robots here? Okay, they're doing good. Robots here going crazy. Okay, not all of them are being used. That's good. We have very short travel distances between some of these guys, like this. Okay, nice. And these guys right here, short travel times. Short travel times. Good. Okay, looking good. This is still the old part of the base, so we're never going to be, wow. 300, okay, that's temporary because we're backed up. There's no way we're going to maintain 300 science per minute. Should be about 130 science per minute. Should be about as fast as it'll get once the backlog has processed, and I think it just did with the blue circuits running out. And this base is meant to be scaled up to a much faster degree, but most of it is not filled out. We've only got like 1 floor making iron, or actually 2 making iron, 2 making copper, 1 making steel, 1 making gear wheels, 1 making green circuits. Basically, anytime where I need X amount of factory floors for a given thing, I've only got 1 currently there. So all the ratios are going to be out of balance until we fill those up. So I don't expect it to be terribly efficient. It should be able to do what our old base could do. But until we get our power sorted out, and our nuclear power scaled up massively, and make sure it's stable, the science won't be terribly quick. But once we get the power sorted up, we will be able to scale things up. And I think once I've decided that this layout is stable and it's working well, we can also start working on cosmetic stuff. Okay, the research seems to be going fine. Holding at about 3.8 gigawatts. It fluctuates a little bit. One thing that might be a concern is now that we're using all those barrels on the interior of the base, all of our... Okay, autosave. All of our storage chests are empty, so I might need to produce some more barrels. Okay, and here's... Okay, so these buffer chests, this is an early warning sign of our power that is not going to be able to keep up. I guess I could always pause the research if these get totally empty. Yeah, these are basically totally empty. So I think probably what I should do... Can I pause it? How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Okay, what about here? Buffer chests. But as long as I think I can stay on top of it by monitoring all these water storage tanks. So I think we'll be okay. I just basically can't do much in the way of research until we scale up the power once again. But big progress this episode. I think that's going to do it for this episode. Look at all of the stuff flying around. It's crazy. Yeah, that's it for this episode. I think it's time to end the episode, and I will see you for the next one. See you later, guys, and bye-bye.